Chiefs beat Giants to avoid first 0-3 start since 2011. Takeaways by Jesse Newell and David Carrillo-Peñalosa. To be fair, the Kansas City Chiefs opened the season with 2 losses to teams that are undefeated and considered Super Bowl contenders. On Sunday night, they finally got a break by playing the winless New York Giants at MetLife Stadium. Even so, the Chiefs struggled before winning their first game 22-9, avoiding their first 0-3 start since 2011. Back then, Romeo Crennel was the head coach. 2 years later, Andy Reid took over in Kansas City. Since then, the Chiefs have made the playoffs in 11 of the past 12 seasons, reaching the Super Bowl 5 times and winning 3. No team has reached the Super Bowl after starting 0-3. However, 3 teams, the 1993 Dallas Cowboys, 2001 New England Patriots, and 2007 Giants, rebounded from 0-2 starts to win it all. Still, the Chiefs hardly looked like a championship-caliber team in the first half Sunday, 7 months after losing to the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl licks. And Travis Kelce and Reid were jawing at each other again. Patrick Mahomes was 22 of 37 passing for 224 yards and a touchdown. The first TD pass came on the second half's first drive, a 5-yarder to Tyquan Thornton that gave Kansas City a 16-6 lead. The two hooked up on a 33-yard pass that set up Kareem Hunt's 1-yard TD run in the fourth quarter and put the game away. Thornton, who finished with 5 receptions for 71 yards, stepped up with Xavier Worthy, shoulder injury, and Rashee Rice, suspension, out. The offense sputtered in the first half. Harrison Butker, who connected on his first 2 field goals, missed his third try, a 40-yarder. That's when Reid bumped Kelce, who had 4 catches for 26 yards, while arguing on the sideline. With under 2 minutes left in the first half, the defense allowed a 13-yard touchdown run to Cam Skattebo. The score remained tied at 6, thanks to Ashton Gillott blocking Jamie Gillan's extra-point kick. Gillan, New York's punter, was pressed into duty because kicker Graham Gano was ruled questionable with a groin injury. https www.nytimes.com/athletic/6650389 2025/09/21/NY Giants Graham Gano kicker. Before the game, late in the first half, Jalen Watson intercepted a Russell Wilson pass intended for Malik Nabers in the end zone. The secondary held Nabers to 2 catches for 13 yards and intercepted Wilson twice. Here are some key takeaways from the game. A season-altering drive earlier in the week. Mahomes said he'd be interested to see how his team would respond to the adversity of an 0-2 start. Turns out, the Chiefs needed to raise the level of difficulty before coming through on their best possession of the year. Though Kansas City appeared to be on the verge of disarray following a first half with numerous penalties and an episode of Reid bumping Kelce on the sideline, Mahomes brought the team some much-needed stability out of the halftime break with a signature drive. Kansas City went 74 yards on 11 plays. Mixing create Jesse Newell, Chiefs beat writer. Defensive strength emerges. The Chiefs' secondary was awful in Week 1 against the Los Angeles Chargers, then dominant the following week in a matchup with the Eagles. So what happened in Week 3? Perhaps the best early season development for the Chiefs. Kansas City once again received a standout effort from its back-end players, led by Watson and Chris Roland Wallace, who each had interceptions. The team's first 2 takeaways of the year. Those 2 weren't the only ones who played well, though. Safety Brian Cook flashed often before leaving the game with a late neck injury, and Shamari Connor also continued to show improvement after a rough opening week. Newell, Mahomes gets some help. With Rice and Worthy still out, the Chiefs' biggest question heading into the week remained: who was best equipped to help out Mahomes as an offensive threat? The Chiefs might have gotten their answer after the speedy Thornton saved them late. Leading by 7. Kansas City faced a 3rd and 10 late that presented a tricky situation, given Butker's struggles this season. Mahomes, with help, bailed the Chiefs out of that situation by throwing across his body to his new top target. Somehow, Thornton was able to come down with a 33-yard contested reception just in front of the end zone. NFL Next Gen Stats, in fact, said the pass was brought in despite a 15.7% completion probability. And though the Chiefs couldn't have known it at the time, their ability to woo Thornton, a 2022 New England Patriots second-round pick, to their practice squad late last year ended up being one of their top personnel moves for the ensuing season. Newell, photo of Kareem Hunt celebrating after his 1-yard TD run, Vincent Carcietta Imagen Images, retention hook. But here's where it gets controversial. The Chiefs' 0-3 start isn't just about performance, it's about the legacy of a team that's been on the rise for years. Is a 0-3 start a sign of potential or a warning sign? Let's dive deeper into the debate. Controversy comment hook. What do you think about the Chiefs' strategy of relying on younger players like Thornton and Kelce to carry the load? Do you believe it's a smart move, or does it risk long-term instability? Share your thoughts below.